Hello, everyone. Are you surprised to see us?
Hello.
Hi.
We have a special guest here,
Yes.
and I think you know who it is. Why am I echoing?
I was going to say intro it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Welcome back, everybody, to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we have Mady with us today.
Hi.
Welcome.
If you don't know Mady yet, she's from season 4, just got off, fresh off the island.
And we just thought we would take advantage of this moment that she's in LA, and we just wanted to talk to her in real life because she's perfect.
Oh,
I have to fix my microphone. I'm sorry. There's an echo going on.
Oh, because you can hear?
Yeah, but you guys are fine. So
Okay. Cool. We also have Deb and Sydney in the room just listening in. Full peanut gallery here.
Literally. There's a lot of people in here. It's hot as fuck. Keep going, Elizabeth. You're fine.
Are you sure? You're like straight up in the camera.
I'm
like,
sorry.
I don't want to ask her something.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have like some shit on.
But while everybody's here in the chat, we did make an announcement on After the Island that we're doing merch. So sign up today to subscribe for that. The link is there. Just plug your email in.
Should be good.
Let us know your thoughts.
I knew everyone was going to say, tell them to come say hi.
Oh, I know.
I'm like,
well, I'm laughing because when you guys showed up, Alex was like, there's a third walking in with them, and we thought it was only Deb and Mady coming.
I only saw a head.
And I was like, is there a man coming? Like, I was scared like someone's going to be bringing like a boy or something. And I'm like, oh no, I'm like not ready for this. And Sydney and I was like, oh my gosh, what a nice surprise.
Yeah. Well, we already like met you guys in real life.
I haven't.
Oh fuck, you haven't.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Alex met you guys, but this was like my first time seeing you guys. It's always weird because I feel like I know people before I meet them just from watching you guys, even though I don't, and I forget that I don't.
Yeah, I feel like because today was the first time I've seen you guys in person, but I feel like I already know you guys.
Yeah. I know. Fuck, we didn't meet you because you were on Zoom. Yes. I am so happy to have you here, though.
I'm so excited to be here.
Okay, so tell us, what has it been like since coming home?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was like really challenging. I was like honestly kind of depressed for like 4 weeks. It was like hard adjusting back to real life, and then like people know who you are, and then you have this pressure. And then also like the show was still going on, and so I'm like still trying to keep up with everyone, but I'm like watching and I'm having FOMO, but I'm trying to get back into the hang of things. And then I'm like seeing what people, were saying about me online, and then I'm like transitioning into trying to make like a relationship potentially work. And so it's just a lot. Like you don't really realize how overwhelming that can be.
Yeah, for sure. So when you got home, how long was it before you were recognized, and what was that like when it happened, like for the first time?
Oh, when Andy came to Oklahoma City to visit me, his flight attendant on his flight
No
knew.
way.
And
the flight attendant?
Yes, and she literally like came to baggage claim to see me and take a picture with us, and then that picture ended up on Reddit before like like we had even told people that we were like in Oklahoma City together. And then I've been like recognized at the bars. And then I'm like, oh my God, I can't get too drunk in public.
Is it like overwhelming?
Yeah, like people are watching
me. Yeah, it is a little bit overwhelming, but it's cool at the same time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun to know you have like supporters in person, and that people will come up and say hi.
Exactly, but it is different because you go from like no one knowing you to coming back and people are like, oh my God, were you on Love Island?
Yeah, you're like yes, yes I was.
What was your family's response like to you coming home? Was everyone just so excited?
They were so excited. They were honestly like, we're really glad you didn't do Casa Amor.
Oh yeah.
They because my whole hometown was watching. Like
I'm
from a
like really small
like population, like 1,300 people, and I knew like when the news came out that people would be invested, but like I didn't think that so many people would be watching. And so I'm glad like my parents, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback by like the way people thought I presented myself, which is amazing because when that many people from a small town are watching, it's a lot. And then I have little siblings that are in high school, so
oh my gosh,
I was just like, trying to be very cautious as to how I represented myself.
Well, you
course.
did a great
Yeah, you did a
job.
really
You
nice
came
job.
across
Thank
literally
you.
amazing and an
Yeah.
angel.
Thank you.
But let's talk about your whole journey, but your situation with Andy afterwards. Tell us, like,
Yeah.
you guys were trying to make it work when you left the villa.
Mhm.
And what happened was when he visited you, was that him visiting your hometown?
No, he just visited Oklahoma City.
Oh,
My
okay.
hometown's
Okay.
like 3 hours from Oklahoma City,
Okay.
but I wasn't ready to like introduce him.
Okay.
to my
How far?
family.
How far is that from where he's from in
I
Minnesota?
think Minnesota's like 12 hours from Oklahoma City.
Oh, of a drive or
Yeah,
a flight? Did
of
he
a drive. No, he flew.
He flew.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's still pretty far.
Still very far. And
For
it was
me, not knowing the
amazing
map.
that he like jumped on a flight to come and see me and everything because
Yeah.
there's been times where I begged a guy that lived 20 minutes from me to like come hang out and he wouldn't, but this guy like jumped on a flight to come see me,
Mhm.
which was really amazing. But I feel like after he came and visited, like I think we just both realized like there was so much pressure because
Yeah.
I mean we posted a picture together and like immediately there were comments like, "When are you having a baby? When are you
Oh
getting
my
married?"
gosh.
And I'm like, we just kind of figured out each other's last names.
I just got his phone number.
Just got his phone number. Like we're just kind of adjusting. So I think it was an amazing like time together, getting to know and getting to spend that quality time without the cameras. But I do feel like we were both kind of overwhelmed afterwards, just because we're trying to navigate everything and then trying to like. I don't know, because I had been single for like 6 years,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I have never like posted a guy on my Instagram like in that 6
Yeah,
years.
that's
You
a big
never
deal.
hard launched.
No,
Yeah.
I keep my dating life so privately. So like to be posting someone and there be like so much feedback about it was just a lot for me, but I think it was a lot for Andy as well too.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like the pressure can be so overwhelming.
Yes.
Did he meet your family then when he came to Oklahoma City? No.
He
You
met
guys
some
just-
of my friends, which was a big
Okay.
step for me.
Yeah.
But no,
How'd your friends feel about him?
they really liked him.
They did?
They were like, "This is like probably the only guy that we've ever approved of."
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when he left, you guys then the next time you saw each other was when you went to the football game?
to the reunion. I saw him at the reunion.
Oh shit, I forgot about the reunion.
Yeah. So probably because we weren't aired.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Did you get? Oh yeah, you had your own little spotlight.
Yeah.
I forgot, and
Yeah.
they didn't show it. What did you guys talk about?
We talked about how I had flown to OKC and how I was going to Minnesota like 2 weeks later and meeting his family. He had bought a house. We talked about how I like had DM'd him after I got off the show and stuff like that. So it was really short and sweet.
Yeah, but cute.
So at this point, things were still good though.
Things were good, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I was more like trying to make it work than he was.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like I just could tell that like he would just make so many comments like I'm so overwhelmed. I feel so much pressure, logistically like we live in different states and none of these relationships ever work. And so I just kind of felt like he was already setting it up for failure in a way.
Yeah.
And I was like very positive about it, like really
Yeah.
wanted it to work. I was very hopeful and I kind of felt like I was potentially maybe finally getting something. But after the reunion, like we kind of were still like a little bit rocky, but then we kind of made an agreement like I would come to Minnesota and we would have a fun time. Like I would meet his family, I would meet his friends, like we would just have fun, enjoy the weekend, like not really feel the pressure, just enjoy and see where it goes.
Mhm.
And so I went that weekend like really positive about it and it was so fun. Like we were singing in the car, like things were fun. I absolutely loved his family. Like
Oh, okay,
loved
that's nice.
them and loved his sisters. I loved every single one of his friends. And so like the whole weekend I just kind of felt like I could see myself with him.
Mm.
Like I really was like, oh my God, like I could really see this working out. I loved his family. He showed me his house he bought. So it's just kind of like I was getting this illusion of like what life would be like,
Yeah.
only to then like,
Have it crash and burn.
yeah, exactly.
So how did it crash and burn?
Yeah. What exactly like happened?
Mm.
If you're
Yeah,
comfortable
oh,
talking
yes.
about it.
I
She's like,
really
"Say
want
less."
my side of the story just to be like shown
Yeah.
just for like closure for myself so I can really like close this chapter and move forward. And that's like the sole purpose of me talking about it is only for myself and that's it. But yeah, so I met his whole family. He was like posting me all weekends. So I the posting, I'm like, oh, he must like really be, liking me, I guess.
Yeah.
And his mom is like saying comments like, oh my God, like hopefully we see you again. Like I'll text you. Like hopefully we can meet your family soon and all of this.
His
And
mom was texting you?
no, she didn't, but she was like, I'll text you, like when I was leaving.
Oh, okay.
So before my flight, it was on a Monday, he took me to an apple orchard and everything was fine. Like I kind of felt like the vibes were a little bit off just because I felt like he kind of was getting a little bit more distant. I feel like a woman just kind of knows.
Yeah.
And so we like walk around the apple orchard and we're like sitting at a picnic table and he like posted a picture and like of the apple and like I was kind of in the background, like it was blurred, but you could tell it was me. I posted the picture and then like 2 minutes later he literally was like, so where's your head at? And I was
Not the where's your head
We
at.
still use this language.
and like I think I realized I'm so bad at communicating how I feel because I'm so like scared of being rejected and I don't want to say the wrong thing if they don't feel the same way or vice versa. So I was just like, I'm good. And he was like, you're good. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you know what? Like, why don't you just tell me how you feel and I'll add on to it.
That's a
Oh my
good
gosh.
response.
And he was just like straight up like, yeah, I'm not ready. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
And he was just kind of like, it really sucks because like my family loves you and my friends love you, but I'm having like a really hard time letting my walls down with you.
Which
And
is so
his walls
weird
down
because
with
we
you?
thought that
yeah, and
this had already been.
yeah, and I just kind of was like, I spent this whole weekend like getting to know all the people that you love and like being vulnerable and letting my walls down only for you and like you posting me all weekend only for you to like just tell me that you're not ready and that you are having a hard time letting your walls down with me. And then he was like, like I'm trying so hard to find something that I don't like about you and I can't find one thing, but it's just like, it's just I'm not ready. And I was like, so like what exactly put this into perspective for you this weekend?
Yeah.
And he was like, it's gonna suck hearing this and like I don't want to say it, but it's just not fulfilling enough for me. And I just like sat there because I think that was like the most hurtful thing anyone could ever say,
Yeah.
especially after I spent that whole weekend and like I was posting and like I said, like I hadn't posted a guy in so long and I was posting all weekend, like reposting the stuff he posted of me and everyone was replying saying like, I'm so happy for you. You're finally getting what you deserve. Only for someone to then like 2 days later tell me like basically that I'm not fulfilling enough.
I don't even understand what that means.
Yeah, like I literally sat there in silence for like 15 minutes and then finally I was like, you know what, like you can take me to the airport. And like in the car he was like playing songs like You Deserve Better, like
Yeah, I mean, you do deserve better, but that is
but like it just kind of
oh my
felt
God.
a little bit orchestrated, I guess.
Yeah.
And I literally was so stunned. I didn't say one word in the car. And so like obviously he could tell I was upset,
I would get choked up too.
Yeah.
Well, he should know that you were
It was also
upset.
just like so awkward. Like,
expect?
like you basically just ended things with me. And then I have to sit there in the car as you take me to the airport.
You're like, I should have Ubered from the orchard
No, I
to the
can't.
airport.
I can't.
Yeah.
Especially the day you're leaving. That
Yeah.
really sucks.
Like, waited till the last minute.
Yeah. And like I respect that he did it in person, but also like to do it to me like before I have to be in public and I couldn't you don't know who's watched the show. So I felt like I couldn't cry at the airport, couldn't call my mom and like tell her or tell my friends. And I had a 10-hour layover.
No.
Yeah. And so I literally sat at the airport and these are just the facts that I'm stating.
Yeah.
But never once did he like text me and like check in on me and be like, like I'm so sorry things didn't work out. Like I had so much fun with you. Never once texted me. But I get on TikTok and he had made a video recap of our whole weekend and like was putting clips of me in it. And like comments were like, y'all are so cute together, and he was liking it. And I was like, you're not gonna like end things with me and then continue to make like
Yeah, pretend that we're
Yeah.
together.
I didn't say that. So immediately I just was like, I wrote a statement, let's get it out today or tomorrow. Let me know if you want to add anything.
Yeah.
And that's when we agreed, like, yeah, like let's get it out tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And everything was totally fine. And like I didn't have anything bad to say, like totally respected him, was very grateful. And so like the statement came out, which was embarrassing to post like a day after I get back from Minnesota, and it looked like we had this amazing weekend together. And people, because I made the post, the collaborated post, immediately thought, oh my god, Mady must have like not liked his family, she broke things off, he spent all this money on her only for her to end things, when in reality he ended things with me at an apple orchard as I was eating an apple turnover.
Stop. Okay, I should not be laughing, but I'm like,
No,
The
like,
apple
just
orchard.
a little in shock.
I'll
I feel
never
like,
like eat an apple turnover again.
No, you don't
honestly,
need
I don't
that.
even know what that is.
You don't
but
need to go to an apple orchard ever again.
No,
No.
it's traumatic.
No, it's traumatic.
It
But how are
really
you
is.
feeling now about the whole thing? Are you kind of like,
So like after the post went out, he like went on his Instagram story to like say, you know, it was incredible like spending time with Mady this summer and all of this stuff. But like never once did he text that to me personally. Like never said, you know, like it was an amazing experience getting to know you. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but like he put it on his story. And so that's kind of like
Felt
where
not
it was really
personal.
hurtful for me.
Yeah.
And then like he did text me like, how are you doing? And I was like, honestly, like I am doing really good, because I felt like very
Relieved. Almost.
relieved, because I felt like deep down he didn't really like me.
mhm.
But I felt relieved after all of it, and I started like eating and sleeping again. I wasn't so depressed. But then like I'm getting on TikTok 2 days later, and he's making like a TikTok that's like, when reality TV doesn't work out, and it's like I can hear the streets calling, and already like hashtagging it single. And it just seeing that just felt so insensitive to me. Like you
Yeah.
weren't even like, I just felt like he didn't care about me as a human being or a person to like already be posting something like that when you saw how upset I was in the car. Like you're telling me I wasn't fulfilling enough, basically, and now you're making a TikTok about like the streets calling.
Did you call him out on any of this?
No, I've just been staying silent, trying to
We're
be.
calling him out for
You're
you.
like, well, you are now.
I'm just like trying to be the bigger and better person, and I wasn't gonna say anything, but my parents made a very good point, and they were like, you know, you deserve to like give your side of the story. You
100%.
deserve to like have this closure for yourself. You don't want your story to get like, you know, translated wrong, because it can over time. And it's really like I'm just doing this for myself, because I really am just like closing this chapter. I'm moving on. But yeah, I really wanted to like do this for myself.
Yeah.
Just because I do think like women, a lot of times their stories kind of like get brushed under the rug because a man can like dominate. And I feel like some of the things he's been sharing, like he'll share like a quote that's like, someone's lack of effort is like how they actually feel about you. And it kind of makes it look like I didn't give him effort, or
that
I
it's
broke
like
things
completely
off.
opposite.
So it's more of just like, I just want my side of the story.
Absolutely. And you deserve that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people like can respect that. And
Yeah.
like that's
Everyone's in
it
the
takes
chat,
a lot to be like,
Aww. Thank you. Yeah, and I do think like so many times, because I am so kind and nice and such a sweet person, I kind of get like walked all over, because people are like, oh, she's so nice, she's never gonna do anything, she's never gonna support or defend herself. But at the same time, like I can be a nice person, but I don't have to tolerate that disrespect. And at the end of the day, like I was so nice to him. I loved spending time with him, and I cared so much about him. And just for him to be like making TikToks like that about me, or not about me, but just like already moving on.
It's like not fair.
I think it's one thing to have all of that happen to you and have a relationship end like that, but I think it's like the social media stuff brings a whole nother aspect to it that makes it feel very unfair.
Yeah.
And just kind of like a slap in the face on top of something that's
It
already
is
really tough.
And then on top of everyone saying like, oh my God, Mady broke his heart, and all of this. And
you're like, that is not it.
It's quite the opposite.
Literally not it.
It's quite the opposite. But
so you guys haven't talked at all?
when he said like, "How are you doing?" I was like, "Honestly, I'm doing really good. I hope you're doing well. I wish you the best." And I really just like me closing the door is like really me closing the door. Like I meant what I said on the show. Like you can't have your cake and eat it too with me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I gave him a second chance, and I care about him. I'll always care about him because we had this like unique bond and that no one will ever relate to. I'll care about him forever, but it'll just be like from a distance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's you're a strong ass queen.
So on a lighter note, what else is next for you? What
Yeah,
else do you have
what do
going
you
on?
have
I mean,
going on?
obviously you're here visiting your friends. You know, you're here with Deb and
Yes.
Sydney.
I'm here visiting my friends. I think one day, way down the line, like maybe in my 30s, I want to write. I want to write a book.
Ooh.
Just about my things with men because I've gone through a lot of things. There's a reason I've been single for 6 years,
I
guys.
hear that.
But as of now, I think like I really am just enjoying where I am right now and just taking things one day at a time. And maybe I want to like really go on dates. I think a lot
Yes.
of people like got it misconstrued whenever I was like, I'm ready to get married.
I'm
And I admit, like, I'm ready to get married within like 4 years, not like tomorrow. And I think also like during this whole thing, I've realized like I don't even really know what I want in a partner.
Mm.
And I think the only way to do that is
To find out what you don't want.
yeah, exactly. And just to like keep dating, like go on dates and compare, contrast, and stuff like that. And also, I realized I'm really bad at communicating, and there are things that I really need to work on as well. So moving forward, I'm gonna,
That's
push
for sure.
myself to
I
be
love
better
that.
at my own things, but then also just see what I really want in someone.
Yeah.
Also, Love Island helps you do that. Like, they help you communicate better. Clearly not me. And like all of that stuff, it kind of opens you up to be open to getting to know other
Yeah.
people and going on dates. So I'm excited to see. You're so hot. Like
Oh,
I can't wait to see who you
thank you.
date.
I'm going on a date this weekend. Actually,
You are?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Who
It's a blind date. Yeah.
set you up?
My friend Kristen, she has a coworker that she really thinks we're perfect together. And she was like, "Can we do this low key double date?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." But low key, like very
Literally
low
low key.
Like yeah.
I think
I
it's
casual.
love that.
definitely a good thing that you're like gonna put yourself out there
Mhm.
and not just become recluse from the situation and kind of take what you've learned from it and be like, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
see what else is out there. I'm gonna keep trying, keep moving forward, and that's like how you're gonna
Yes.
grow.
And one day I'll look back on this
100%.
podcast and
Yes.
and just remember how I felt. And
Yeah.
one day, like a guy will walk in and he'll give me everything I ever
Yes.
want, and he won't say like this isn't
It's not gonna
fulfilling
need a
enough.
second chance.
Yeah, exactly. Like
100%.
he's not gonna be searching for things that he doesn't like about
Yeah.
me as reasons to not be with me. Like someday I'm gonna find someone, and it'll make me realize like why everything worked out the way that it did. So,
Yeah,
Everything happens for a reason.
yes,
it really
exactly.
does.
One door closes, another one opens.
And that's a fact. I'm like, does
100%.
anyone in the chat have a question for Mady? Everyone's like, Mady, stay strong. You're incredible.
That's
We
sweet.
support you. Love that for you. Deserve the world. I'm like, write them in fast. Ma'am, sir, anyone? I'm like,
I
didn't stop
appreciate
working.
the support.
Yes. So happy to see you. Things. Everyone's like, bring Sydney and Devin.
Any thoughts from Deb and Sydney on the situation?
Yeah.
Any comments?
Wait, they can't hear it. They can't hear you. Deb, the PR person.
You deserve better in the car on the way to the airport for me.
Yeah.
Stopped, dropped, and rolled out of the car. It's going into the weekend knowing you're gonna end it, but pretending the whole time you were in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do feel like he did know like there was a reason, because there would be times where he wouldn't like really text me back, but he'd be posting.
Ooh.
You?
Yeah.
You
There would be
just want-
there would be times that he would be like posting like things about
Sound
me
like
or
me.
something and but not really texting me back. And so I kind of did feel like, if you want to talk to someone,
Yeah.
you,
You make the
make it
time.
work.
Yeah.
So
No,
I,
no matter how
First,
busy you
the
are.
social media can
Yeah.
come second.
I
Yeah.
do feel like he like going into that weekend was gonna end it as soon as I was leaving, because he had made a comment like a couple days before, kind of like saying, I feel like you're going to like leave here and not talk to me again. Kind of putting that seed in my head,
Huh.
making me feel like, oh my god, did I say the wrong thing? Like, does he think I don't like him? Only for him to like do it to me instead,
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's giving I've done this before.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
He knows the drill. He knows which songs to play.
He has a
He has
playlist
a-
for
he has
this.
a playlist queued up for
Stop.
it.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sucks because
Yeah.
I was rooting for you guys.
Yeah.
I know.
I was so like, I really did feel like I was finally getting something. Like, just, I don't know, especially when everyone was like replying, like people from college and high school who have seen like how single I have been and
Yeah.
how mistreated I've been in my past. I felt like, oh my God, I'm finally getting something. Like, all
Yeah.
of this has been worth it.
Yeah.
And they're saying, you deserve this. Like, we're so happy for you. Only to like, have to come out with a statement like a few days later. It was so embarrassing.
It's
Not the same. It's not embarrassing, I
not.
promise.
Yeah. And
Like, no, I don't
just
think
you think
anyone
that,
thought
nobody
that.
would think
Like, people
that.
were like, why are you even making a statement? And I'm like, I'm doing this
No.
solely
But if you
for
didn't,
myself.
everybody would badger you until you
Yes.
did.
Yeah, that's like
So,
one person who said
yeah.
that. And you're probably honing in on it because I know,
I mean, I deleted the comment.
as you should.
Yeah.
It's your
Mean
page. You're
comments-
allowed.
Yeah, mean comments roll in, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
delete.
Goodbye.
People are allowed to write what you want and you're allowed to delete it.
Period.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
100%.
Someone said you're out of his league anyway. Put Devin said on the mic so we can hear the combo. No. This is Maddie's time, but I'm looking for questions. I guess Courtney's instincts are right. Someone said something about like, would you go back and redo your experience if you could?
No. And
Good.
Andy did ask me that
Mm.
as I was sitting in there and he was ending things. He was like, do you regret coming here? And do you regret like the whole Love Island thing? And I was like, no, because I mean, if I didn't do any of those things, I would have never known. I would have always, wondered. And I do feel like this was a very good learning experience for both him and I. And I like, there are things that I really, really like about Andy. And I will take those and like look for that in, the next
Yeah.
person.
Mhm.
But then there were things, that I was like, not crazy about. And I think that's the whole reason to date is so you see what you want in someone and you see what you don't want in someone. And so, no, I have no regrets. I learned so much, but I think most importantly, like I learned how to stick up for myself and
Yeah.
like have a voice and set boundaries, because normally I would just be like, no, I'm going to tolerate like a guy treating me like that. And I'm not going to do that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a woman. I deserve respect. Like, you don't have to make
Yes.
TikToks like that. You don't, it's just not necessary. So,
Yeah.
and I want people to see that, like, watching me. I want to be a role model to women that it's like, you can be a kind, amazing person, but you don't have to tolerate disrespect.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if he reached out to you post this episode / today and apologized for everything, would you accept it? Would you reply?
I would definitely accept the apology, like, for sure. Like, I will always have, a special place for him in my heart. But it will, like, I will just accept it and just move on.
Yeah.
Good, as you should. You're a role model for everyone out there. Literally
you.
know your worth, and you do. And we are so happy you came on today.
I'm so happy that you guys had me.
Yeah.
We
Thank
love
for
you.
coming.
I
know, I
love
feel-
y'all.
I feel bad. I'm so stuffed. I'm like sicker than ever, but had to be here for this because this is important.
Yes. Yes. Well, we love you all. Thank you for joining the chat.
Yes.
Do you have any last words of wisdom?
Never settle, ladies, and always stick up for yourself. And if he wanted to, he would. And
Facts.
and here's
Thank
to
you.
the future.
Thank you. Next quote.
Amazing.
All right.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that watched. Please go follow Mady. Keep up with her and everything she has coming up in the lineup.
In the lineup.
In the lineup. And I'm tired. Please like this video, leave comments below, and make sure to keep up with After the Island as well on Instagram.
Yes. And go follow Mady on Instagram as well.
Started with that.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't hear that. All right. We love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.